Wow. She went that long, years. And the only reason she told you is because someone was going to snitch on her. The relationship had got blown up, and you were the one who was the last one to find out. Ah, OP, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Thanks for sending in this email. Oh, man. You did the right thing by moving on, divorcing her. There's no need to stay. But I'm just thinking about all those years where you just had no idea and you thought your marriage was perfect.
My ex-wife cheated with her boss for 3 years. She only told me because his wife threatened to expose her. My ex-wife cheated with her boss for 3 years. She only told me because his wife threatened to expose her. Please wait for my follow-up. Dear True Story, my name is James, and I'm writing to you from just outside of Dallas, Texas. I've been watching your channel for about a year now, and I never thought I'd be one of the guys sending in my own story. I've seen hundreds of stories on your channel that made me angry, sad, and sometimes relieved. Just knowing I'm not the only guy who went through something like this. This story is about how my wife, well, ex-wife, cheated on me for over 3 years with her boss. And the only reason she told me about it is because his wife threatened to come clean herself. I've been through heartbreak before, but nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for what happened. I've gone back and forth about whether to send this email, but I figured if my story can save just one man from what I went through, then maybe there's a purpose to the pain. How it all came crashing down. This all happened 8 months ago, and to be honest, I still wake up some mornings and reach over expecting her to be there. It's not that I want her back, I don't. But I was so convinced that I had the perfect marriage that even now it feels like I'm living someone else's life. I came home from work on a random Tuesday. I'll never forget that day. It was cloudy out, and I remember thinking it might rain, which was rare for that time of year. She was sitting on the couch, looking real nervous, like she was waiting for something bad to happen. She asked if we could talk, and she looked like she was on the verge of tears. I thought someone in her family had passed away, or maybe she got laid off. But what she said next hit harder than any death. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "James, I need to tell you something before you hear it from someone else. I've been having an affair with my boss. I ended it a few weeks ago. His wife found out, and she's threatening to tell you everything. I wanted you to hear it from me first." I didn't say anything for at least a full minute. I know that doesn't sound like a long time, but in that moment, it felt like the world stood still. I just stared at her, blinking, trying to process what she said. I honestly thought it was a joke. I said, "Are you serious right now?" And she nodded, tears rolling down her face. The shock of realizing it was all a lie. The worst part wasn't even the affair itself. It was everything I thought we were. Every memory, every smile, every vacation. It all felt like a lie. We had been married for 5 years and together for 6. I thought we were rock solid. We had just gone on a trip to Charleston earlier that year, stayed in this beautiful little Airbnb on the water, drank wine on the porch, walked the old streets. We laughed. She held my hand. She told me I was her everything. How do you go from that to finding out your wife has been sneaking around behind your back for 3 years? And the way she confessed, like she was doing me some sort of favor, just added fuel to the fire. She only told me because she was afraid of being exposed. If that woman hadn't threatened to call me, I would have never known. I'd still be living in the dark. She said it didn't mean anything. That line almost made me laugh, honestly. You don't keep something going for 3 years if it means nothing. I kicked her out that night. The second she finished talking, I stood up and said, "You can't stay here." She tried to argue. "Please, James, let's talk about this. Let's go to counseling." I cut her off and said, "I can't breathe in the same house as you. I packed her a bag myself and told her she had to go. She cried the whole time, begged me to think it through, but I was numb. I couldn't even feel anger in that moment, just betrayal. Like the foundation of my life had cracked right down the middle. She ended up going to her sister's place that night. We were the couple everyone admired. This is what makes the whole thing so crazy. We looked perfect on the outside. Our friends used to say we were relationship goals. We went on date nights, hosted game nights, even joined a little hiking group together. Everyone thought we had it made, and honestly, so did I. She was affectionate. She kissed me before I left for work. She'd send me texts throughout the day. Little I love you or can't wait to see you later. She was never cold, never distant. So how the hell was I supposed to know something was wrong? It messes with your mind. You start questioning your instincts. If someone could fake love that well, then what is real? How we met. The woman I thought I knew. We met at a birthday party for a mutual friend. I was 28. She was 26. She was standing by the drinks table, arguing with the wine cork like it was personal. I came over and opened the bottle for her, and we hit it off immediately. She was charming, quick-witted, and funny in this disarming kind of way. We spent the whole night talking, and by the time the party ended, I had her number and butterflies in my stomach. Our first date was sushi and stargazing in a field near my place. I remember she told me she never felt that comfortable with someone so quickly. She said I made her feel safe. Safe. That word stings now. We dated for a little over a year, moved in together, then got married at this small vineyard out in hill country. She cried during her vows. My dad said she looked at me like I was a hero in a movie. For 5 years, I thought we had something special. I didn't realize she was just good at pretending. Her family knew. Her sister knew. It gets worse. About a week after I kicked her out, I got a call from her mom asking if we could all sit down and talk. At first, I wasn't going to go, but curiosity got the best of me. Maybe I wanted to see if they were going to apologize for raising a liar. Maybe I wanted to know if there was more to the story. So I agreed. We met at her parents' house. Her mom, dad, her sister, and my ex were all there. It was uncomfortable as hell. You could cut the tension with a knife. They started begging me to forgive her. Her mom even started crying. Her dad didn't say much, just kept nodding along. But then her sister slipped up. She said something like, she wanted to end it so many times, but she was scared. I said, wait, you knew? Her sister looked down and didn't answer. That told me everything I needed to know. Her own sister knew about the affair for at least a year and didn't say a word. Her family was more concerned about keeping the image of a happy couple than protecting me from lies and manipulation. That's when I stood up and said I wasn't interested in playing pretend. I told them I was filing for divorce and walked out. The ugly truth. It wasn't just one time. After that meeting, I started digging. I asked questions. I confronted her boss's wife, who was surprisingly open about what she knew. Turns out, the affair wasn't just a couple of drunken hookups. It was a full-blown relationship behind my back. They went on trips together, business trips that turned personal. They had secret social media accounts to message each other. They even had pet names. It had been going on for 3 years. 3 years. That's over half our marriage. And to make things worse, the wife told me that my ex had bragged about how easy it was to fool James because he was always so trusting. That broke me. I felt like a damn fool. Divorce and splitting the life we built. I wasted no time finding a lawyer. I told him everything, laid out all the evidence. He told me we had a shot at proving adultery, but Texas is a no-fault state, so I wasn't expecting much. Still, I was done. I didn't care about the house, the furniture, none of it. I just wanted out. We ended up selling the townhouse and splitting the proceeds. That stung more than I thought it would. We built that home together, painted the walls, picked out furniture. Built a life inside those walls, and now it's just gone. But at least she's gone too. She's still trying to win me back. Even now, months later, she won't leave me alone. She sends messages about how she lost the best thing that ever happened to her. She sends photos of our trips saying, "Remember this?" Like she's trying to manipulate me through nostalgia. She even wrote a letter, the old school kind, saying she still believes we're soulmates. It's pathetic, really. I haven't responded, not once. I've blocked her on everything, but somehow she still finds ways to reach me. Why I'm writing you. True story, I want you to share this, but not yet. There's more to this story, and I'm working on writing the second part. All the crazy stuff she's done since the divorce, how her affair blew up in her face, and where I'm at now emotionally and mentally. I'd like you to hold off on posting until I send you the follow-up. That way, if you do decide to feature it, your audience gets the full story from beginning to end. I know a lot of guys out there are going through the same thing and feel like they're crazy, like they missed all the signs. If I can help even one guy by telling this story, then maybe this pain wasn't for nothing. Thank you for doing what you do. Keep giving men a voice. Sincerely, James. Follow up to my story. How my cheating ex-wife keeps trying to win me back. Please add to the first email. Dear True Story, thanks again for taking the time to read my first email. I really appreciate what your channel does for guys like me. Telling that story was tough, but also healing. Now I'm ready to share the second part of it. This is the follow-up I mentioned, the part about everything that's happened since the divorce. The ways she's tried to get back into my life, how things fell apart for her after I left, and where I stand now. You can absolutely include this in one full story if you decide to share it with your audience. I feel like the first email was about betrayal. This one's about recovery and a whole lot of unexpected drama. The silence didn't last long. After the divorce was finalized and we sold the townhouse, I thought I'd finally get some peace. For the first couple of weeks, I didn't hear anything from her. It was almost like she disappeared. But then the messages started coming in. First through text, then email. After I blocked both, she started writing letters. Actual letters. Like it was the 1800s or something. The first one arrived in a blue envelope. I knew it was from her the moment I saw her handwriting. She said she was sorry, that she still loved me, that she knew she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. She ended it by writing, "I hope one day we find our way back to each other. You're my forever person." I didn't reply. The fake accidental encounters. Then came the so-called coincidences. I started bumping into her in places I never used to see her. A random smoothie shop, my favorite bookstore, even the dog park, and we don't even have a dog anymore. I finally figured it out when I saw her car parked across the street from my new place one morning. I was leaving to grab coffee, and there she was, just sitting in the car, pretending to be on the phone. That was the moment I realized she wasn't just sorry, she was obsessed. Her life starts to spiral. It wasn't long before I started hearing things about her from mutual friends. She quit her job shortly after the divorce. No real explanation. My guess is that things between her and her boss turned lover fell apart. And yeah, it turns out he didn't leave his wife. Big surprise there. I heard his wife gave him hell, but they stayed together for now. As for my ex, she was suddenly unemployed and bouncing between her sister's place and her mom's house. From what I've gathered, she tried dating a few guys afterward, but nothing stuck. One of them apparently dumped her after 2 weeks when she confessed she was still emotionally tied to me. Another ghosted her when she got too clingy too fast. Her sister even reached out to me on Instagram before I blocked her, saying she was worried about my ex and that she wasn't eating much and constantly talked about me. I wanted to feel bad, but I didn't. Actions have consequences. She gambled with our marriage and lost. The social media meltdowns. She also started posting sad quotes and cryptic stories on social media. Stuff like, "Some mistakes cost you everything. He was the real one. I was the fool. You don't know what you have until it's gone." I stayed quiet, never liked, never commented, never reacted, just watched from a distance, via a burner account. Don't judge me. Eventually, she started using old photos of us, throwback pics from our trips, vacation selfies, even one of our wedding photos with the caption, "If I could go back, I'd never let go." She was trying to manipulate me emotionally, but the thing is, I wasn't the same guy anymore. That naive version of me who thought love alone was enough, he's gone. And in his place is a man who values peace more than nostalgia. She showed up at my job. Yeah, that happened too. About 4 months after the divorce, she came to my office. No call, no warning, just walked in like we were still married. My coworkers were caught off guard. She brought homemade cookies like it was some kind of middle school apology ritual. I asked her to step outside. She looked like she hadn't slept much. Her makeup was heavy, trying to cover the dark circles under her eyes. She said she'd been in therapy, that she was a different person now, and that she was hoping we could start fresh. I told her calmly but firmly that there was no future for us. I told her I wished her well, but I wasn't coming back. I'd already spent enough energy trying to make something work that she chose to destroy. She broke down crying right there in the parking lot. I didn't comfort her. I walked back inside. Letters from her parents. Then her parents got involved again. Her mom wrote me a long letter, 2 pages front and back, saying how sorry they were, how heartbroken they are about the way things ended, and how much they still consider me family. I get it. I was close to her parents. We had Sunday dinners. I helped her dad fix his truck. Her mom always said I was the son-in-law she prayed for, but none of that matters now. I sent them a polite message thanking them for their kind words, but asking that they no longer contact me. I told them that healing requires distance, and that included them too. Therapy, reflection, and hard truths. Let me be honest. This whole thing messed me up. I didn't just lose a wife, I lost trust. I lost security. I lost the version of my life I thought I was living. I started going to therapy about 6 weeks after everything came out. At first, I wasn't sure if it would help, but man, it did. I had to dig deep. I had to confront the fact that I had ignored a few red flags. Not big ones, but subtle ones, like how she always kept her phone face down, how she started working late more often after that first year, how she once got defensive when I asked about her boss. I wasn't stupid. I was just in love. And sometimes love makes you blind and deaf and mute. Therapy taught me that her betrayal wasn't a reflection of my worth. It was a reflection of her character, her choices, her lack of self-control. I started working out again. One of the best things I did was get back into the gym. I used to work out regularly before we got married, but somewhere along the way, life got in the way. Now I'm back to lifting 4 days a week and doing cardio twice a week. I've lost about 17 pounds, gained a ton of energy, and my confidence is climbing. It's not about revenge. It's not about getting hot so she regrets it. It's about me, feeling good, being strong, mentally and physically. I took a solo trip. About 2 months ago, I booked a solo trip to Arizona. Just me, a rental car, and a cabin in Sedona. It was quiet, beautiful, and exactly what I needed. I hiked, meditated, journaled. For the first time in years, I felt like I could hear myself think. No drama, no lies, just peace. I came back feeling more grounded, more focused, more alive. Where I'm at now. Today, I'm not bitter, I'm not angry, I'm not stuck in the past, I'm just free. I'm focused on building a new life, one step at a time. I've started reading again. I'm cooking at home more. I've joined a group of local guys who meet up once a week to talk about life and hold each other accountable, kind of like a men's support group. And no, I'm not dating yet. I've had a few offers, but right now I'm dating myself. I want to make sure I'm whole before I let anyone else into my life again. What I'd say to other men. Going through this, to the men reading this or hearing it on your channel who've been betrayed like I was, you are not weak for being trusting. You are not stupid for loving deeply, and you are not alone. Don't let betrayal define you. Let it refine you. It will hurt. You'll cry. You'll rage. You'll question everything. That's normal. But one day you'll wake up and realize you made it through the storm, and the air will smell different, cleaner, like freedom. What she's doing now, from what I've heard. According to a friend of a friend, my ex is now working at a small firm downtown. She's quiet, keeps to herself, looks a little worn out. Apparently, she doesn't talk about the affair, pretends like it never happened. She still lives with her sister. She tried online dating again, but keeps deleting her profiles after a few days. One of my old coworkers ran into her and said she looked lost. And honestly, I believe it. Because when you destroy something good for something meaningless, that guilt doesn't just disappear. It follows you. Final thoughts. So that's the full story. She cheated with her boss, lied for years, tried to play the victim when it all came out, tried to get me back over and over again, but I never gave in. She didn't lose me because of a mistake. She lost me because of a pattern, a conscious, selfish decision made repeatedly over years. That's not something you forgive. I'm not telling this story to shame her. I'm telling it to free myself and hopefully help someone else in the process. True story. If you do decide to share this, thank you. And thank you again for giving men a place to be heard. I never thought I'd be writing in, but here I am, and I'm proud of how far I've come. Sincerely, James. P.S. If anything new comes up, and with her, who knows, I'll send an update. But for now, this chapter is closed.